campaign trips to try and get back to his bed in Trump Tower in New York, and he's not happy, according to various reports from inside the White House, with the length of this trip. Having said that, that tweet this morning sounds like he's positive about it, getting ready for the big trip, he says, and he's starting off in Saudi Arabia, then going on to Israel. He'll fly on to a NATO summit in Brussels via the Pope in Rome. And I think it's the Middle Eastern bit of the trip that will be causing the most anxiety for the president, apart from the fact he won't be ending up in his own bed each night, because he's clearly not a man who's expert at diplomacy, and he's got to give a speech in Saudi Arabia about Islam, a religion that his surrogates and advisors during the election campaign described as a cancer. And of course, he notoriously said he would ban Muslims from entering America during the election campaign. So he has fence building task ahead of him in the Muslim world, and then he flies on to Israel. He's already potentially caused offence there, not with Israelis, but in that press conference last night with the president of Colombia next to him. He was asked about, well, he talked about the wall he wants to build along Mexico's border. He was talking about its potential to keep drugs out of America, because he was talking alongside the Colombian president. But his answer was that walls work, just ask the Israelis. Now, that's music to Israelis' ears. If you're Palestinian, the wall that snakes between the West Bank, the occupied territories, and Israel proper in Israel is not a security barrier, it's an apartheid barrier that keeps two communities apart and allows the Israelis to forget about, effectively, the Palestinians. So that will have undoubtedly caused offence. It was a clangor that he dropped during his press conference, even before getting on the plane. And obviously the big fear about Donald Trump is he could potentially cause more crises and controversies around the world to add to the one that's continuing to unfold here in Washington about his handling of the firing of FBI Director James Comey.
On that point about James Comey, Dominic, we're hearing from the White House that there's not going to be any announcements today about the appointments of a successor.